Hello, Morongo Basin and listeners around the world online at Z107.7 FM.com. This is your Z107.7 Local News for Sunday, July 27th, 2025. 2 wildlife crossings are being proposed for Highway 62 at the western end of the Morongo Basin at the Yucca and Morongo grades. The proposals are being spearheaded by the Mojave Desert Land Trust with a support letter for funding signed by the board at the Big Morongo Canyon Preserve. Reporter Gabriel Hart sat down with the executive director of the Big Morongo Canyon Preserve, Kevin Wong, to discuss why these wildlife crossings are so important for the safety of wildlife and humans alike.
A wildlife crossing is a bridge-like structure that enables animals to safely traverse human-made barricades, like roads or fences, creating a free-roaming path that's crucial to maintain biodiversity and to prevent animal and human deaths due to vehicle collisions. Wong says these proposed wildlife crossings for the Yucca and Morongo grades have been on a priority list from the Bureau of Land Management since Morongo Valley is a substantial wildlife corridor, with Highway 62 separating the preserve from the San Gorgonio Mountains.
The wildlife could get over to the other side and go up into the San Gorgonio Mountains and vice versa. And in the letter of support, it talked about how there are 2 populations of mountain lions that are isolated by the cutoff of 62 due to those concrete dividers and the amount of traffic. And the 2 populations really need to cross and interbreed. Otherwise, we're creating isolation amongst the genetic structure and they could die out.
Wong said on the morning of Sunday, July 20th, he received a call about a vehicle collision with a bear in Morongo Valley on Rawson, killing the animal and doing significant damage to the vehicle.
We've had lots of black bears get hit on this highway over the years. We have several bobcats. We have many large mammals that cross the highway. And I believe the day that I signed this document, which was July 11, I was coming down the hill, I saw a deer carcass on the side of the road. From my point of view, or our point of view, and from our board's point of view, because the board agreed to sign this letter of support, that there needs to be some way for wildlife to make a move from this direction and that direction back safely, if possible.
Wong added that the MDLT is getting businesses to sign on to the letter of support before they start approaching individuals to join the campaign to seek state funds for these 2 wildlife crossing projects. For a closer look at the proposed plans for the wildlife crossings, please visit this story at Z107.7 FM.com. Reporting for Z107.7, this is Gabriel Hart.
Thanks, Gabe. Along with those additional details on the proposed wildlife crossings, we'll have links to some wildlife crossings that already exist here in Southern California. You can find all of that at Z107.7 FM.com. And that's your local news for Sunday. You can hear local news 7 times a day, 7 days a week at 7, 8, 9, noon, 4, 5, and 6. More Morongo Basin residents get their local news from Z107.7 than any other source. Reporting out of Joshua Tree, California, alongside the award-winning Z107.7 News team, I'm Robert Hayden.